So it should come as no surprise to you that we are all big fans of salad. It's colorful, it's delicious, it's a way to include a lot of things that are good for you. Hi, I'm Christy, and I am back for February with well-balanced nutrition. This month we've all been talking about heart health and healthy fats. Fats are super important. They cushion our organs, they store energy for us, they act as chemical messengers or hormones. So these are all good things, again, in moderation. I have chosen a recipe from Living Plate. It's called Simple Arugula Radicchio Salad. I've suggested adding some things on here, which include orange slices and toasted walnuts and some cooked farro. That makes it a heartier salad, and if you want a little bit more of it, it would make a great base for an entree salad. I've done a few things in advance. I have cooked my farro. It takes about half an hour. You cook it much like rice. Just follow the package instructions, and you can do this up to 3 days ahead of time. If you have a lot, or you want to just have some in the freezer, you can put it on in a thin layer on wax paper on a baking sheet. Just make sure it's something that fits in your freezer. Once it's frozen, you can peel up that wax paper, crumble your grains, and put them into a freezer container or bag. And then that way you have ready to go grains. They will defrost very quickly in the microwave, or you can just put them in the refrigerator ahead of time, like the day before. So we've got those set aside. I have also toasted my walnuts in advance very carefully in my toaster oven. It was about 300, 325 for about 10 minutes. I started to notice they were getting dark, so I pulled them out of there quickly. You will also notice that some of the skin flakes off after you toasted them. That skin is just a tiny bit bitter, so you can kind of take a clean towel and rub some of that skin away. You're not going to get it all. You can try to get as little or as much as you want, depending on your interest. I also have lovely Mineola Tangelo because it is winter, and our grocery store has a ton of oranges and other citrus right now. I cut a little bit ahead of time so I'd have enough, and I'll show you how we go with this. I have a nice sharp knife that's not too big, but it's big enough to handle the whole orange. A sharp knife is important for most, if not everything. So we will cut off the top and then the bottom. That way you have a nice even surface. It's not going to roll around on you as you're cutting the sides off. The trick is trying to cut off as little of the juicy orange as possible. Go through here. And voila. This one's got a little bit of weirdness going on. Kind of looks a little funky at the bottom here, but it's still a perfectly good orange, and we're going to go with it. So I'm going to cut across, carefully, keeping your fingers tucked behind your knuckles. You are going to slice these little wheels. The reason I keep these fingertips back is because if you're going to slip with your knife, you'd rather cut off a little bit of that skin than the end of the digit. So this thing's a little soft and a little wiggly, but we do the best we can. And voila. Now for the greens. I chose the arugula because it's a favorite of mine. It's also easy to swap out if you don't care for that particular green. These pieces are nice and small, so we don't have to worry about doing anything with them. They're triple washed, dried, good to go. I'll put a few into this bowl over here. I'll come back to that one. And then I have radicchio. You may not notice it if your store is like mine. It's on the top shelf in a basket, and it hides. But this one has been cleaned. I'm just gonna slice it in half like that. Kind of cool looking thing here. And then, again, keeping our fingers tucked back, gonna slice some small pieces. This green is a little more bitter than some. So again, swap things out as you like. Then we'll break apart these nice compact leaves. Possibly the most important part, we have the salad dressing. I tend to eyeball things like salad dressing, so that's up to you. If you're comfortable, go for it. Otherwise, just measure it out. And so there's our Dijon mustard. Again, I've eyeballed our 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And I want about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Kind of popped the seeds out. Well, hopefully there aren't any others lingering in there. You can also use a lemon squeezer, and that will hold on to the seeds most of the time. A pinch or a little small grind in there. And there. calls for 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Again, we're eyeballing here. Comes a little slowly from this bottle, but that'll work. Here we go. Give it a good shake. Like I said, that dijon in there will provide a nice emulsification. It won't hold. You might have to do it if you're using the salad dressing later or the next day, but just give it a good shake. We will toss the greens in the dressing first to get a nice even coating. All the pieces will have some yummy dressing on them. There we go. Get that out of my way. So we had a little extra on this one, but that'll just stay on the bottom, and when you put it on your plate, you'll have a perfectly dressed salad. Put it on a nice plate. Got some wonderful colors going on here. And then we put the rest on there. You could toss anything if you want some more dressing on those greens. You can toss that in there too. The quantity is really up to you. I think for this salad, up to about a half a cup would be a good quantity of farro. Then with the nuts, we will crumble them up just a little bit. So you've got pieces that aren't too big, but it's not powdered or anything crazy like that. And then we will decorate with our orange wheels. You can do as many of these as you want. One whole orange could be good. And that is that. You have your simple arugula radicchio salad with a few healthy add-ons with the walnuts, and you got fresh fruit in there for flavor and interest and color. And like I said, if you want to make this the base for an entree, a nice piece of salmon would be perfect, or other protein you were choosing. Thanks for joining me, and enjoy!